What's up, everyone? T Rob,
Hey, how's it going? B Hex here.
B Hex, and T Rob are coming at you. And B Hex has got a cool car behind her tonight, so I'm jealous because she told me she's bringing it to my house, but it didn't work out. So
Yeah, we just flew it right over Texas, straight to California.
nice. So how you been? How
Good.
things been going? You been busy as heck?
Busy as heck. Yes, the car is actually here because we're going to do one of two things. Either a lucky person in the community is going to buy it from us, or it's going to go on the next tour. So either way,
Nice.
it needed to be here in California.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, thanks for jumping on again with me tonight. Tonight we got. I'm excited because I'm wearing a bunch of their gear, and it's we got Hex merch in the house, and we're just going to talk about things that they've got going on. Kind of look at the store there, and I know you do a lot of stuff with them as well, so we can talk about that. But let's go ahead and bring in Yash and Joe.
Um,
Hey guys, what's
Hello.
going on?
What's going on, guys?
Oh, not much.
Hey, how's it
Oh,
going? Can
it's going
everybody
pretty
hear all
good.
right? I see in the comments it says no sounds. Let's
Really?
see if anybody else comments that. Oh, his bad. Never mind. All right, we're good to go.
All right. Cool. Okay, good. So thank you guys for coming on. I really appreciate you jumping on the Biz Pulse with us. Um, we've got some people jumping on here, and I'm excited for that because we always get to talk to people in the stream. Um, and maybe people will have questions, but what I wanted to talk to you guys about is really how the heck how the hex merch started. You know, where did the idea come from, and how long have you guys been operating now?
Joe,
Well,
you want to take it
the
away?
absolutely. Um, I got into the hex community about 18 months ago, and through my brother and group of people started talking together, decided to form a small group called Legion VC, and I was completely new to crypto, completely new to the community, and I know absolutely nothing about coding. I know nothing about tokenomics, but I wanted to be involved. And we had the idea to start a community based, hex merch site. And I thought, well, I can start researching that and I can see what I can come up with. And our first store had 19 items on it, and now we're well over 1,000. And it's only been since August of last year.
That's amazing.
That is amazing. I mean, running a store like that. I mean, when you go over there, it's just like you guys have so much in there. I mean, it's like unbelievable all the different merch you have, which is really cool. I mean, it's nice to have a place where we can go and spend money and buy stuff that we like. I mean, you can see the banner in the background. I think I got with you guys too. So appreciate all you're doing. So
Thank you.
Joe, how long have you been in the community?
I've been in the community since December of 2020.
Okay, cool,
What
cool.
about you, Yash?
So I've been in the community since the beginning, even before that, before Hex was even an idea in Richard's head. So I was more so back in the Strape days, in the Strape chat and Telegram. Kind of just lurked around in there. I went by a different name back then, and then I just went full on, doxed myself. And yeah, just I don't stream very much anymore, as a lot of you guys probably know. But this was a chance for Joe. This is his first stream, so I thought I'd hop on here with him, help him out. And something that Joe left out of his little story is that Joe does, for a long time, he was doing 100% of the work when it comes to the store. Like everything the store is that's a representation of Joe. So if you say anything like, "Oh, this looks really good," well, Joe's the one that put it all together. Um, and I think he did a fantastic job. He said he doesn't know coding. Well, technically, neither does any of the rest of us, but he knows he's very good at this, and he took charge of it. Didn't need a lot of direction, just knocking things out. There's thousands of things on the website, and we actually have another website called Altcoin Drip, and there's thousands of items on there, and that's mostly Joe's effort. Jay Mills is also in the group, and Jay helped out a lot as well. But in the beginning, it was Joe that really got that ball rolling for us. Otherwise, it really wouldn't exist. We want something that's, for hexagons, made by hexagons. Back, when we thought of this idea, there wasn't really a big store that had, all the things that we wanted that was made by hexagons. And so we're like, why don't we take advantage of this? If people are going to be spending money, it's better to try to keep it in the ecosystem. And so that was kind of the thinking, and then it just really took off. We have a lot of items on there. There's really something for everybody, and I love the support we get from the community. There's people are shilling the store all the time, and we love it, especially on Twitter. Like we wear our own stuff. Like I'm wearing the same design that Rob's wearing, and wearing the hat. Like it's all over the place. So we enjoy our merchandise too.
Yeah, absolutely. Josh, just for some of the audience either new to the community or just aren't familiar with you, can you just give them a little bit of information as far as how you fit into Hex Merge and LVC, your role within the company?
Yeah. So my role, I guess the way this all started was actually just a friends group. We were a Telegram group of friends, and when the pool was going, or sorry, when the sacrifice was going on for Pulse, we were like, hey, wouldn't it be cool to, just offer some of our friends to pull together? First it was just an immediate group. We're like, yeah, we'll just pull some funds together and we'll get a higher bonus. And then we're like, well, this probably has a lot of demand, and we can give people an opportunity to get to be a part of the pool and then make a small percentage for ourselves. And then when we kind of did the math, we're like, well, we can get a 2.2x or very high multiple if we can pool a lot of funds. During Pulse, we didn't really broadcast it too much. But then we were like, yeah, this is going pretty well. Like, why don't we turn this into a business? Like, there's all these other ideas we have outside of just this pool. Why don't we come together and start a business? And that's when Legion VC started to kind of form. Not everybody from the original group is in the company because just, everybody's incentives aligned, but, we have a pretty big group, and the way we started was just, we had a few other ideas for things that we wanted to develop, and, Pulse Chain, we knew it was on the roadmap. So we're like, hey, why don't we develop in Pulse Chain? My background is in mechanical engineering. I did a lot of project management, product development of mechanical medical devices. So urology devices or dental devices. I worked in 2 different companies there. And I had experience with managing products from start to finish, conception, ideation, coming up with designs, using CAD software to create the designs, working with vendors, working, with other companies. And so while that's very different in the software world, there's a lot of similarities. And so I was able to kind of take that role within the group of being the project manager for developing those products. And from there, it just kind of kept. I was making a lot of the day-to-day decisions, so I was like, well, we need more of a structure. At the time, we didn't have any defined roles. Joe was doing the merchandise stuff, but we didn't really have a role for him. I was doing this, and then everybody knows Motley and Wendy's. We all added value, but we didn't. It wasn't defined, and so I was like, okay, I already do a lot of the day-to-day decisions, so I'll just assume the role of CEO if you guys were good with it. And everybody agreed. And then we kind of laid out some of the other roles, like Motley is chief of marketing. Wendy's is chief of business strategy. And some of these roles are kind of loose. It's not, we're a work in progress, I guess you could say. But that's pretty much my role. I make a lot of the small decisions, but any of the big decisions, we always go to the group. We talk about it. But it's just more efficient that way to get things done.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. I mean, when you're a small business, everybody's doing a little bit of everything. So
Yep.
I definitely understand that. You wear a bunch of different hats.
Absolutely.
So I have a question on the merchandise itself, guys. Who picks that out? Who designs it? Where do you get the idea at?
Well, as far as the ideas go, I get very regularly. I get ideas from Hexicans, and some of them are very broad. They could be a design idea. Some of them are extremely specific, like disc golf sets. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I'll try to figure it out. But as far as picking it out, there's so many different options when it comes to clothing, and a big part of our business is sampling, whether that's taking a material and sending some to Motley or to Yash or to whoever and getting some reviews, some feedback.
Or to T-Rob. I mean, you can send some to T-Rob if you need.
Absolutely. And as far as the designing goes, that's, software generally on my end. I do get a lot of help from the community as well, and just people who are offering to help design something because they want to see it. They want to see it on an item or an article of clothing. So, yeah.
Okay. Cool. I mean, that's nice that you have the community here that has ideas. I'm sure, just being honest, I'm sure sometimes it's annoying. Like, how am I supposed to make that? I'm sure you get some crazy ideas for sure.
We do get some crazy ideas, but the ideas that you think are crazy that end up coming together in the end, they give me the greatest feeling, when it sells, or if I see it on a Twitter post, it makes it worth it. It makes the work that went into it, knowing that somebody is enjoying it, on their vacation on a beach or whatever. It's an amazing feeling.
Yeah, that is cool. That's cool.
If somebody was to, want to submit a design to you, what's the best way to reach out to you?
The best way to reach out for designs would be through the Hex Merch Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So and that's just at Hex Merch, right?
That's at Hex_merch.
There we go. And then maybe I can I put that on the comments? Maybe I can't.
I'll do that.
All right.
X_merch.
Yes.
On Twitter. So yeah, that's kind of how I first got in contact with you. A lot of you guys know that my team, Crypto Sparbu, we ran the 5555 tour, and so that tour we got a lot of requests for merch. And that being our first tour, we really just focused on giving out free stuff. But we couldn't give away enough free stuff. I mean, we had hats, we had shirts, and still at every workshop, at every event, people were like, hey, do you have this? Do you have this? And every time I'm like, hexmerch.com. People don't like delayed gratification as much as they say they do. They like immediate gratification. And so I reached out because that's a huge part of the next tour, is that I want to be able to offer the community Hex merch, Post Chain merch, Post X merch. And these guys have just been absolutely wonderful and supportive and just hopping on board and then just saying, hey, what can we do? I mean, we're not even started yet, and they've already, given us a discount code. You can go to hexmeetups.com to find your Hex merch discount code. Shameless plug. But yeah, so just talk to us about like because I know you guys do a lot of things that is not at all about profit, just about supporting the community. I know at Daytona, Hex Merch gave away tons of shirts. What is it about this community that makes you guys, want to support and give back so much of your personal time? If either one of you want to speak to
I think
that.
I'll let Joe talk.
for me, like I said, it's been approaching 18 months, and it's just been how motivated the community is, how nice the community is, and just I haven't been to a lot of these events personally, but seeing the videos and talking with other Hexicans, talking with Legion members, the fact that Hexicans are so supportive, and there's such great feedback from the merchandise. It's just a continuous wheel of motivation to get more involved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel the exact same way.
Yeah, I mean, for Daytona, that was mostly just Motley buying a bunch a gear and giving it out. So like really just props to him. Yeah, he's an LVC too. But yeah, that was, he was like, hey, this is a great opportunity. And as we know, he kind of spearheaded the raising of the $640,000 we needed to get the NASCAR thing going. So yeah, and he just gave away a bunch of shirts, and I think it was a huge hit. We get a lot of feedback from that, saying they're super excited, and we made these shirts as well. So if you want like a NASCAR Hex shirt, the one with the actual car on there, you can go to the site, and there's a really cool graphic that we have that you could check out. But yeah, that was mostly.
Let's pull the site up, guys. You want to do that?
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's do that real
And
quick here.
Talladega is coming up this weekend, so that's the possibly the last time we'll see the 55 car in action.
Yeah. Yeah, so tune into that. And there was also a time where someone approached us for creating a shirt from a design that one of their kids had come up with. And we sent the profits to all the profits for buying of that shirt went towards a donation towards a children's hospital, St. Jude's. And so, that was just a community driven thing. And of course, we weren't going to say no to a little girl that came up with, and the design's really nice. I'm pretty sure the shirt's still available.
The pink shirt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that shirt.
Yeah, so we try to do things like that. Wherever we can, try to help people out, and especially if it comes from the community, then it's hard to say no.
Right.
Oh, that's really cool. Giving back. That's awesome.
Yeah, when I got that message originally, I'm just like, I got to figure out how to make this work. Like to see someone, a young Hexican, be so motivated to make this design and want to sell it, and asking us to donate to a children's hospital. We can go as big as NASCAR, or these donations. It's crazy, just the realm of possibilities of how we can give back.
Mm-hmm. And the promotion, I mean, it was crazy to see how many people. I mean, granted, Motley had a shirt cannon, so that does take the level of excitement up. But how many people wanted our shirts? I mean, like they were like running down the road to catch these shirts. And so it's a great form of advertising. Even the parking lot crew, they were like, "You guys are giving away shirts," and I was like, "Yeah." So then, like maybe 30 minutes later, a big van of maybe like 10 people pull up, and they're like, "Hey, if you give us all shirts, then we'll wear them tomorrow." And we're like, "Heck yeah!" Like that is the best Hex advertising, to see like a whole crew of people, with their Hex merch on. So. It's great, that spirit.
I think Joe fell off, but
oh yeah, he's back. We'll get him back in here. You back, Joe?
think is
Are
what.
you there? Hey, let's look at the website. And Joe,
Yeah.
are you there with us, Joe?
If not, y'all should have to talk us through.
All right, that's no problem.
Yeah. So, man, I was telling you before we got on, like, really a great website. And the first thing that gets me is I always, when I go to here, like I was telling you, I always buy something. So, but I love this bag, man. I mean, it's really nice.
That one and the carry-on. I love the carry-on too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's this one. There's a duffel version. There's a like a fanny pack, I believe, version. And so yeah, there you go. That's the NASCAR graphics that I was talking about. Yeah, I think these kind of graphics are pretty popular these days amongst the younger crowds. But yeah, it's fun to wear. I'm actually on the site buying some stuff. I'm also sending some stuff to a friend, and yeah, so we're just as active in buying our
Yeah.
own gear. But yeah, it's pretty good. We've gone through a few iterations. When we first started, it was kind of it was very bare bones, difficult to navigate. But now, if you use the search engine, you're going to get pretty good results. The drop down menus at the top they're pretty, they're pretty solid. Things make a lot of sense now. So, and then of course you got easy access for a lot of the big stuff right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, you pretty much have anything that anybody would ever want. I mean, it really doesn't matter age or anything. So, really, really great job. So, I mean, this is obviously print on demand. You guys aren't doing this internally, are you? Or how does that work?
Joe, are you there? Do you want to?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
We're
Yeah.
I
good.
can hear you, Joe.
Sorry, I dropped off for a second there. There's a variety of methods to this, and around the house I do have a lot of boxes. I have a lot of things sitting around, and visit the post office quite often. There's also several companies out there that offer warehousing services. So earlier I talked about sampling, and once we narrow a product down, we can bulk order it, which has been not something new, but you can actually have those items stored in different areas of the world, primarily in the U.S. And from there, everything's synced up to when there's an order, it can get shipped from those locations. And there's inventory tracking as well, and there's just many different ways that we go about this.
That's cool.
And then while you're screen sharing, maybe we can also take a look at their secondary website, which is Altcoin Drip, right?
Yeah, Altcoin Drip is, we obviously have a great community in the Hex community and Pulse, and a lot of the designs on Hex merch are going to be geared towards that. But we also we recognize that there's really no big store for anyone else in any of the other communities. If somebody's a Bitcoin maximalist or whatever, or somebody likes Cardano or somebody likes another coin, there's really no good spot for them to go to buy whatever they want. They'll there's places that offer it, but kind of have to jump around for a design you want. And so we thought, why not take that same idea and offer that as well. This way, we're capturing a lot of that market share, and the money eventually just goes back into Hex and Pulse anyway. So it's I think it's a good approach, but we also wanted to separate this store from Hex merch because we don't want to step on any toes or make it seem like that we're I don't know. There's a lot of maximalism in the Hex community. I like Hex a lot, Pulse a lot, and that's my vast majority of my portfolio is in those. But I see that other people like other stuff, and I don't judge them for it. That's totally fine. And some of these other logos are kind of cool. Like I like the Ethereum logo. It's a very nice logo in my mind. So I think it's cool if we can offer these kind of shirts to people. And eventually, maybe we can onboard people into Hex somehow if we can grow this website. So it's been a big effort on our part to make the Hex merch website really good, and then also make this website really good. And we hired a company to do that. And so pretty big expenses. These things, they can, they add up quick. But I think the sites are now very clean, very user friendly, and so it was a very good exercise. It was worth it for us. And so, yeah, if you're a fan of these other coins and you want to check it out, check out this the store. We think it's pretty nice. But if you want to stick with Hex merch and Pulse Hex, for sure go to hexmerch.com. That's fine as well.
Yeah, and it's actually beneficial in my eyes to have something like this, because we all support Pulse Chain, right? And the only way that Pulse Chain dominates and continues to grow continues to grow in adaption is if all the other people that are developing come over to Pulse Chain. And so that's what I love about PulseCon is that their exhibit space, it really is about embracing all the different cryptocurrencies and all the different NFT makers and marketplaces, embracing that. And to me, that's fine, because just like I know that you guys will be at PulseCon, you want to be able to have something to offer these people, because at the end of the day, you guys are Hexicans. And like you said, the profits that are created by this organization, they tend to flow back into this ecosystem.
Yeah, and that's a good point. Like Pulse is going to be a network. There's going to be projects on there that people love, and then projects that other people don't like, and it's totally fine. But we don't want to alienate those communities from being able to express themselves, from getting what they want. If there's an opportunity that we can help guide them into long-term store value, and maybe they can see the value proposition for Hex, like, hey, that would be fantastic, right? But to just shut them out or anything like that just wouldn't be good business. And so, yeah, we want to be inclusive for that fact. And I think we've already started to break down a lot of the barriers that we had with Hex, or the stereotype that Hexicans aren't welcoming to other communities, and that's happened because of Pulse. And so, yeah, I think there's a place for everybody. You just got to go find it.
I didn't even know about this website either. So thank you for introducing me to it. Paba Laba, I'm right there with you. I think that's how you say Paba. Yeah. So yeah, really cool. I like it. You're right. Some of the logos are cool, and sometimes I just wear stuff for logos. Just to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. Like if you were a Dogecoin logo out there, or a Shiba Inu, you're probably more likely to get some engagement from somebody because it's a bit more popular. And that might be, kind of a roundabout way to introduce somebody to Hex. Be like, yeah, hey, I'm wearing this coin, but have you heard of Hex, right? It's like, it's a conversation starter. And they're nice logos, right? They're cool, they're funny.
Yeah.
Not everything has to be so uptight and strict. You could play it in a lot of different ways. So we don't really try to chill this site too much, because we don't, we're Hexicans, and we're largely in the Hex community. We don't want it to, I don't know, have bad optics, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we do have the site, and we are going to try to grow it come in the next bull run.
And I agree, because at some point we have to acknowledge that Maxi is a spin-off of Hex, right? Hedron is built on Hex, and things are continued to come out, and people are going to continue to go this way and go that way. And I mean, you can have it on the Hex merch website as well, but there's absolutely no reason not to have another place that is more because like you said, there will be people who just don't want to go to Hex merch just because it has Hex in it.
Yeah. Yeah. And why should we stop taking their money just because of that?
Well, I mean, like the cool thing, like BHEX said it earlier, is like, you guys, I mean, you sell stuff off this site, but really it's coming back into the Hexican community. I mean, the amount of things you guys are doing internally that people don't see is really cool, so really, I mean, like, this isn't going outside of the community itself. You're just building more and more and better, with it. So we appreciate that part for sure.
Yeah. And ultimately, if we're trying to, get the word of cryptocurrency out there, like it was mentioned, these items can be conversation starters, and, introducing people to crypto, and then eventually introducing them to Hex, Pulse Chain, and anything else that comes with it, is always a possibility, but it's an easy way to get them involved in a broader aspect.
Yeah. Let's take that down real quick here. Yeah, I mean, that the thing is you guys are kind of using that as onboarding. And when I did the Hex Community Jobs site, we thought the same thing. Like, people are going to come there and go, "What the heck is Hex?" And then you're able to bring them into the community, which is really fun and really cool. And it's really easier when you're kind of not pushing it on them. They just they just naturally come in. So really good idea, guys. And I appreciate you sharing that website with me. So you said something about some pop-up stores or something. Talk to me about that. What's going on with that?
So I guess I should probably start. So we have made a commitment to do the Million Post Tour. The workshops will be launching likely in July. We can't say 100%, confirmed until we have the launch of Pulse Chain, but more than likely the first workshop will be in July, especially Richard saying, mid-May. That could be helpful for our timeline.
Yeah, we're hoping.
Yeah, regardless of launch, Hex can still meet up. We still, as our team, Crypto Sparkle, we still organize events and do a lot of things to just promote Hex publicly. And so we will start having events in June 19th to be exact, in San Diego. June 19th is Father's Day. It is Juneteenth. And it is also 619 Day because we are in the area code of 619. And so that's going to be a huge day in San Diego. And we just want to litter the city in stickers, drive the Hex car around. Hopefully we'll have our LED truck by then. And we're going to set up, since there will be so many people, since we're going to publicize this as, Hex can take over events. We're going to pop up a tent and we are going to have Hex merch inventory available at most of these events, especially the outdoor ones and the ones that we advertise as merch events. So if you're in San Diego area, go to KSB.TV to see the schedule of what we have going on so far for the tour. But as we grow and as we confirm more dates, then we'll add that to the website, and we'll always have inventory from Hex merch on the road with us at all times so that you guys can get your swag.
Awesome. Hey, what was the website on that? I'll add it here.
KSB.TV.
Okay.
People sometimes have a problem saying Crypto Starbucks. We get Crypto Starbucks a lot.
That's me for sure.
So we decided to, take Richard's advice and do a little bit of rebranding for our English content. For the German content, they'll keep the name, but for our English content, we're going to go with KSB.
Okay. Makes it easy for me. I can
like
actually spell that.
Yeah,
Right?
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, business decision, right?
Yeah.
Good decision.
So what's next for you guys? I mean, you definitely have. I mean, you're dominating the merch market for sure in this community. What's next on your agenda?
Dominate it more.
That's great. I mean, do you guys have any competition really to speak of?
Yeah, there's some competition, but that's not our focus. And the more, if there's someone else that wants to create Hex merch, like, bring it on. Cool. Like, it's just going to grow the community even better. We'd love for it to be Hexskins, for Hexskins, by Hexskins. That'd be great. But there's competitors out there that aren't Hexagons, and they still put out hex gear. So like it's welcomed. But we just wanted to like have cool stuff ourselves, and then be able to also share that with everyone else.
Yeah.
And so we'll continue to do this. The goal is to I think we have a good name brand within the hex community, but altcoin drip, we want to grow that as well. As hex grows, then hex merch is going to grow. So we'll just continue to put the word out there. If there's like cool designs, if somebody has an idea, just shoot Joe a message on hex_merch on Twitter. That's the best way to reach him. And say, hey, this is my idea, this is what I want to see, could you do it? Yeah, we're always open to collaborating with people. So that's kind of the goal. Just grind it out. We'd like to improve some of the SEO and opportunities with Hex merch that maybe somebody that isn't familiar with the Twitter community can still find Hex merch gear. If they're brand new to Hex, they got told by a friend, and they don't even know that they could buy a hat that has Pulse or Hex on it. If they do a Google search, it'd be nice for it to pop up. And so we're working with a marketing company on that. So yeah, that stuff's not cheap either,
Yeah.
but it's a slow grind. SEO takes some time. And so we're working through that, and hopefully at some point it'll pay off dividends.
Cool. Great.
Anything on the horizon for LVC?
Yeah, I mean, like we sell LVC merch as well, but obviously that's not like that's just more of our brand as a personal thing. But we push the Hex stuff more so. Yeah, there's several things that we're doing. Yeah, like like you said, we are working with you guys to bring you merchandise that you can sell at the locations when you're doing your tour. I'll be there as well as long as Pulse launches. So I'll see you in San Diego. Um, LVC wise, we've had a few people approach us with some ideas as of late. They're very good ideas. The prices are down, markets are down, the macro economy kind of looks kind of a little scary. So we're trying to be conservative, but we're at with the conservative mindset, we're still trying to pursue as much as we can. Can't really talk about those things. We've thrown out there that we've developed on Pulse Chain, and when Pulse launches, we hope to launch with it. I'm also just kind of keeping that tight lip until we're ready to launch. The idea is, Pulse is designed to be a network, and it's deflationary. And there's, burn functions. That's what makes it deflationary. So we'd like to optimize that, make it advantageous for anybody that's holding Pulse to reap the benefits of the deflationary aspect. I'll say that. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully that goes well. Oh man, there's just so much. Sometimes it slips my mind how much we're doing. Joe, am I missing something? Like, I'm sure I'm forgetting a bunch. I have to pull up my notes.
No, I mean, I think you covered what you can.
Yeah, we went through audits on our code that we're doing, and so there's some minor tweaks that we have to make from results of that audit, and we're getting those implemented by the devs. So that's in progress.
Cool.
And just the like Motley and Wendy's are in the process of moving, and so sometimes schedules don't align. So things kind of just are fluctuating all the time with us, working around schedules and things like that. The devs are, generally overseas. Our times are kind of funky, and
Yeah, that's always
we
tough.
have Uncle Kevin who's also in LVC, but he lives in Singapore, so we work with his schedule sometimes. So yeah, there's a lot of moving parts. We'd like to. Oh, the other thing is we're looking into trying to be a node and a validator, so we're working towards that as well. We think just the fact that we're in the community so much that that's just a no-brainer that we need to try to figure out a way to do that, whether we're collaborating with somebody or doing it ourselves. We're in conversations with people about that.
Man, you guys are busy.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I love about us being able to do a stream like this is we meet so many people, and man, it's crazy how busy people are in this community and how many projects they're involved in, and it's really it's comforting because there's so many people that aren't working, aren't doing anything, and our community is so strong, and people are just grinding, trying to make it better, which is really cool.
Yeah, and everyone's here because they want to be.
Right.
Yeah, we don't have to be here. I haven't worked as a mechanical engineer since January 2021. So, I've been very blessed in that sense, but I enjoy the heck out of my friends and what we're doing. And, I just want to be a part of it. And so, yeah, and it's not like, yeah, we're really busy, but we'll have we'll have our slow days. I get to sleep in sometimes. And so it's a very relaxed schedule too.
Yeah.
But like when the pools were going on, oh my God, it felt like we were up 24 hours a day, for weeks on end. It was hectic. So whenever we do get a little break, we're going to enjoy it. Uh, while I'm looking forward to Pulse at the same time, I know it's going to be crazy. We've put for the pools, we have a script that's automated. We've sent out the test Pulse and PulseX to everyone, and things went very well. As they update the new numbers, things still seem, to be in alignment. So everything looks good. So we're not going to have to sit there and do all the manual sends. Everything will be automated. So, a lot of the community put a lot of faith and trust in us, and we know that trustlessness is a very good target to have, but you can't always hit that. In real life, you put trust in your bank, you put trust in your plumber, you put trust in your cleaning ladies or whatever. There's all types of trust everywhere, and so it's not. Yeah, I mean, if you can create trustless systems, it's great, but sometimes that doesn't happen. We hope to give everybody a very good deal, and that was the design, and things look to be on track.
Cool.
Yeah. I know one of my passions, the main reason why I even agreed to hop on this stream with T Rob and to do this week after week is because I believe wholeheartedly in supporting the community, like supporting businesses within the community, because I understand that goes, right back into the ecosystem. And so that's why I love so much what T Rob created with Hex Community Jobs, because I know that as Hex merch grows, as Allcoin drip grows, as the LBC grows, what better resource of employees, right, than Hexicans, than to say, hey, look, we're hiring now. I'm going to put this on our Hexican job site. And then as you become more successful and you have more income that you can invest in, there's my guy, David Hex, then you can, put those funds, that investment back into the ecosystem too. So I love this. I love how we're all supporting each other. And I encourage all of you guys watching, if you do have a job that comes up, to get it listed on Hex Community Jobs.
Yeah, thank you for that. It's funny because you went into that, and I was about to ask these guys. I mean, are you looking for more people for your team, or I mean, how can I help to coordinate things for you, or what can we do to help you? I guess is my question.
Yeah, right now, mostly everybody in LVC is a partner. We have one person who is an employee, and at the moment we're good there. When we work with people, we either try to give them like a one-time contract payment, and so if they come to us with an idea, then and if it's a good idea and we can work together and we can both make money, then we'll come to terms on that. And so yeah, maybe one way we can maybe is just have a better funnel. Like, people don't really necessarily understand what a VC does. And sometimes VCs have a bad name, bad rep to them. But we're not your typical VCs. We're not like uh, bred from college to be a VC. We're just a bunch of guys in crypto that want to try to take advantage of opportunities that we have now, and develop cool stuff. And so we're not here to just dump a bunch of money into some bad projects and hope we get 100x return. Or I get messages on LinkedIn all the time. People are trying to pitch me their really bad ideas without asking a single question about what it is that VCs do or what we do. They just assume that we're just like everybody else. And if you haven't ever worked with a VC before, you don't even know that if you have an idea, that's who you go to. And so maybe if we can figure out a way to help spread that word, that if people have ideas, they can come to us. We can set up NDAs so that your idea is protected, and we can talk about all these things. But right now, yeah, we're not hiring. We don't have any particular needs. Last night, uh, Crypto Vince, he reached out to me. He had a friend that was kind of in need. He sent his resume over, and at the moment, it doesn't seem like we have any role for him. But maybe in the future, if we need somebody to manage the validator, manage the servers, things like that, we could potentially have some roles open up for that. And so, yeah, I mean, it's a very fluid thing. And sometimes we don't even like an idea. Somebody will come to us with an idea and we might not have the money, but then if the idea is so good, we'll figure it out. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's just kind of one of those things.
Entrepreneurship, man. I get it.
Yep.
For sure.
We I can speak from the store aspect, whether it's Hex merch or altcoin drip. If you're a very imaginative graphic designer, that would, we do get some design input from Hexicans, but when you start looking at 70 plus coins and you look at the feuds between this coin and that coin, the puns that you see on Twitter, it seems like the options for graphics are absolutely endless. And to make unique designs is something we really want to start pushing hard. So if anyone is interested in graphic design, you start having ideas and you want to bring them to our attention, we can probably work something out.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. Like whether you want to be paid by per design, have some type of retainer program, whatever ideas you have, because we have a lot of ideas. And so, we're not the creative type. We can't, physically create these ideas. We just have them in our head. And if we could just kind of communicate that to somebody that's in crypto, because sometimes that's not a necessity. If you know somebody that's not in crypto, but they're willing to take some advice and have a little bit of a learning curve, we'll work with them. But somebody that kind of already knows the culture, it helps. If I say something about, hey, can you create a Pepe meme? I kind of need them to know who Pepe is, and so that'd help. But yeah, that's a great point. We could definitely use somebody that's a good graphic designer. Another example for somebody that came, this is an idea that Wendy's had, and he worked with Hex Live, Hex_Live, I believe is his Telegram name. And they came up with the PulseX burn bot. So if you're on Twitter and you look up PulseX burn bot, it pushes out all these updates. It tells you how much Pulse X is being burnt, and it's like it's kind of like the Hex Whale bot, but just for PulseX, and it's crazy to see. And so we worked out an agreement with him to take over that control of that Twitter. And so that's an example of somebody came. I mean, the idea was in part with I think Hex Live also kind of had a similar idea, and so Wendy's and Hex Live just worked together on that. But yeah, I mean that's an opportunity that kind of came. We think it's a good funnel that. For some of the other things they're working on, we can use that bot to help grow the community elsewhere. Because the thing with the Hex Whale bot is very popular and it works really well, but it's mostly for just the Hexagon community, right? But if with Pulse, you're going to have so many more eyes on this, right? The Pulse X is going to be for everybody. Pulse is going to be for everybody. So we think that could grow quite significantly and have a lot of value, especially those kind of metrics that it presents. So, it's that's a good way to bring adoption, we think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to, I mean, we've got like 10 minutes left. I want to bring back hexmerch.com, and I want to look at what we were talking about earlier here, these incredible bags that you have, which I think are cool. And you guys are going to make me buy something. Probably while we're on stream, I'm going to buy something. But so, I mean, these are just really cool.
Is that one new? I don't think I saw the Pulse one.
We're selling, man. We're selling.
Oh my gosh. My husband saw my cart and he was like, "Why? Where are we going? Where are we going? Why do you need new luggage?"
Yeah, there's a duffel bag. Yeah, there's a white version. So if you like click on like the black hex one, I think there's a white version to it as well that looks pretty
Are you talking
clean.
about here?
Yeah, you actually gotta
go
go up. They're
like
separate
the
items.
Vuitton.
Yeah, that one. Yeah,
Right.
that okay, it's already there. Yeah.
I mean, I like these. I mean, these are, to me, these are just fire.
Mhm.
I mean,
The Pulse one really pops to the.
It does.
yeah.
It almost reminds me of Richard Hart's light up one.
Yes.
So are you guys testing? Like, I know you'd mentioned it earlier. So how do you know, like, if this is a good quality or not? Are you guys like testing before you get the stuff printed, or how does that work?
Well, I think three LVC members have bags already. So
Gotcha.
yeah, we're getting some of the more unique items. Yes, we'll test when it comes to like a certain style of a shirt. We may not deem testing to be necessary, but something as important as a bag that I might see 100 of in the airport in Vegas in September, I should probably make sure is of good quality. So yes.
Yeah. So
Okay.
as far as like testing designs, we've gotten some feedback and we've experienced this ourselves. Like some of the prints don't come out great, and we know this, and we're trying to make improvements. Some of the prints, they would actually like we would get them in and they would already look like they were worn. It'd be a brand new shirt, but the print itself wasn't great, and we recognize that. We're trying to be honest, we're trying to make improvements, and so we've instead of going the cheaper route and trying to get Hexagon's the best deal, the cheapest shirt or the lowest price shirt, we're going to probably get a higher quality shirt and a higher quality print. We've already tested out and things look to be really good. I think Joe bought was it Joe or Jay? One of you guys bought a bunch of clothes and they put it through the wash. I think it was Joe. and he washed it like 5 times on
12.
On like,
I was running the washer 12 times, and my wife was like, "You could at least put some other clothes in there with it." And I'm like, "This is science." No.
So yeah, we are trying to improve quality overall. Some of the items we do get in ahead of time. Like I just got this polo, and on like the polo, the quality of the material is really good. It came in as a medium, and that's what I usually wear, but it fits like a large. And so now I know that if we do sell this shirt, we can list on there, "Hey, buy a size smaller than you normally would." So we are trying to take that kind of feedback and give people what they want the first time, so that we don't have to do the whole exchange thing, but two, people like that, it's just such a headache to not get what you were expecting. But if you're at the Pulse tour, you'll be able to buy some of the clothes right on the spot. And it's you'll get a good feel for the quality and the size, so it's a good opportunity.
Cool. Well, I wanted to just tell everyone to go to hexmerch.com, buy, support these guys. They put a lot of work into this. They support a lot of people, a lot of projects. in our community, and we really want you to go to their website and buy stuff like I have. I mean, I'm wearing stuff. I've got stuff in the background. Your designs are amazing. We appreciate you guys being on. Any last minute questions you have, B-Hex, for these guys?
Not really, just to acknowledge this comment, just to speak on the quality. We have Lights Out here saying he bought a polo 6 months ago, still good, never faded. I loved Motley's comment about the bags not costing 20K either, and they have like the same pop on camera.
Yep.
Like I'm gonna get like 3 of them, just line them up. So,
Yeah.
but no, I think that this is great. I support Hex Merge 100% because they support the community 100%. And for some of you that have mentioned my background, this is the actual Hex car. This is not a photo. I can open the door if you like, but no, this was great. I always appreciate the time that I spend on BizPulse.
Yeah, and Yosh and Joe, if I can help you in any way, you guys reach out, man.
Absolutely.
I'm a
Thank
team
you.
player, so
Thank you very much.
Really nice meeting you guys, and you guys have a good evening. Thanks for coming in, and we'll catch you next time.
All right,
I got
thank
one
you,
more
Rob.
thing.
I appreciate it.
Hey,
I
go
got one
for
more
it.
thing if you don't mind.
Go for it.
I just want to remind everyone you can go to Hex Meetups and find your discount code for Hex merch. There's also some other popular streamers out there that may be announcing their own code. And if you you want cheaper PulseCon tickets, you can use code Legion15 and get 15% off your PulseCon tickets.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we'll be at PulseCon as well.
Yeah, I'll see you guys there. That's great.
I see one more question about my Hex car auction. Tune in tomorrow to the Crypto Sparbu YouTube page where Avid and Hexline will be talking more about our beautiful car.
Nice.
Awesome.
Well, guys and gals, have a great evening. Thank you so much for coming on Pulse
Thank you.
Biz, and
Thank
we
you
will
very
catch
much.
you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.